So, does your game do this when you take it off pause for the first time? Back, forth, back, forth? Or is it just me? Right? It only happens when you do a fresh start of your city. Or when you start your city. I want to talk a little bit more about rail. If you saw part 1, you know what this is. This is, well, I call this, I guess, my transport facility for cargo. The one to the left, that one imports, but it also exports. This one here, totally exports. The reason I want to talk about this, well, the whole reason I recorded, 20%. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That was why I recorded this. I wanted to discuss what the percentage of a train really meant. In this case, it's going to mean 3 vehicles, because it doesn't mean the cargo. Here, let me explain this to you. 15 vehicles fit on a train. Doesn't matter if they're big or small. Right? 15 divided into 100 ends up being 6.67, so not quite 7, but more than 6. One vehicle is a 7% load on a train. Why? Because they can't call it a 6.67. So you would think, well, if they're in increments of 7, then that train should be 21 instead of 20. But it's not. It's just a little under 7. So they get away with it. Like I said, when I recorded this originally, it was to show that it doesn't mean cargo, that it means how many vehicles. And because it's city skylines, that's kind of data that you could, well, I find useful. The 7% train is one of those things that really tick people off. Because, well, I mean, the only time they're ever going to go look and really be bothered by a 7% train is when they get big, long train jams. If it wasn't for the train jam, you wouldn't even have noticed. 7% trains are very helpful. And what I want to talk about today is why they happened. Or why they happen. Now, there's a lot of reasons why they happen, and I'm probably only going to touch upon a couple of them. Was that a full train coming in? I wasn't paying attention. I was just yapping away. I think this is this is a full train. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I end up counting them 1, 2, 3, but I forget that guy took a right-hand turn, and I only count 14. Interestingly enough, every one of these vehicles were 100% full. But I have seen 100% trains where the vehicles were not 100% full. Which, that's what started me wondering what the heck's going on. Plus, it's never any higher than 7%. It's always 7%, right? Or lower. See that vehicle over there? Here's an interesting scenario. That vehicle belongs to that terminal. Just to make sure, I'm going to change the name of the terminal so it changes the name on the vehicle, so that it's going to be clearer for us to understand where that vehicle came from. So it came from there. If it came from there and that only deals with imports, then why did it export to that station? Like, it's coming back empty. Right? Which means a train came in, truck came out, circled around the little circle or however it got to go to that terminal there, to the export terminal, dropped off its stuff, and now it needs to do the circle again to go to the import terminal. Why? So let's stick with that vehicle. What is happening there if I'm to think this through a little bit? Yeah, he's got to circle around and come back in. Is somebody from out of town looked at our city here and said, hey, you know what? Instead of taking this vehicle, throwing it on a train all by itself, and running it right to the other end of the map, why don't I just take it to a terminal here and have them throw this truck on the train that's going to that destination? That way it could be a full train instead of a 7% train. That's the only scenario I could think of in which that actually works. It does its calculation, goes, okay, yeah, no. So we'll put this on an import. We'll import it to the first station, but have it have its delivery go to the other terminal so it could actually fill a train 100% and send it out. Here's the other thing. This import terminal, doesn't matter how hard I try with playing with the roads, it's only, or I can't get it to stop exporting. And then I realized why. Here's another thing. Oh, that one despawned. That train despawned. This station here will export to all destinations that it imports from. And it only exports to those stations, or to those towns or cities. Because every time a train leaves here with 7% or whatever, it's going back to the city of origin. Oh, that one's an export. And that's going to be 100%. Do I check it? So what I'm trying to do here, or what I'm thinking of doing here, yeah, see, that's exporting. I'm waiting for an import train to come in to see if anybody will export. So the top one there exports to all destinations I don't import from. Does that make sense? And the bottom one imports from everywhere, but it exports, if it's going to export, it'll only export to the city that it imports from. Oh, here comes a train. Is that coming in? Yep, it slowed down. It looks like it's coming in. It's definitely coming in. Is this one of those trains I follow? Click on it. See that? He's exporting to the same town that he just imported from. So he's taking stuff home. Why? Maybe it's a matter of convenience. But I mean, there are certain situations where they leave with one train, or 7% train, one vehicle in a train. The one that really, really gets me, though, is that special agreement, or whatever, how it works, where they'll send cargo to the import yard or import terminal just to send it to the export terminal. That's an interesting situation. So the game is thinking about things a little bit more than we think of, or more than we think it does. Oh, look at that train. Figure it's carrying oil? Wonder why that one's black. I've seen that before. That could be just a glitch. Who knows? A couple of more minutes to burn. Oh, look at that. So on top of having the railway so close, this city, town, is it 17? Yeah, it's almost a city. Still gets traffic, or still has contracts on the highway, or from the off-map connections via the highway. Because every off-map connection has got in this map, it has a rail and a highway beside it. So that just goes to show that there's different contracts that can be had by different means, and they are contracts. Because if you look at look at the city before it builds anything. Oh, look at that traffic. Sorry, I'm looking at that. I know it's all about rail, but that single lane traffic is always distracting me. What was I going to say there? I have no idea. Totally forgot. Sending a little bit back the other way. It's always 15. Well, this one would be 14 because it was 92. Anyways. I use all the connections I have. If it's road, I use the road. If I can add railway, I add railway. I don't replace it. Look at that traffic jam. Whew. You know I want to attack that. That looks like such an easy fix too. Anyways. Ciao for now. Have fun with City Skylines. And I hope I didn't confuse you too much. I think I need to look at that a little closer. Ciao for now.